It is April 30th at 12 p.m. on the dot. In effectively like 24 hours, I'm going to be in Guangzhou, China. It'll be the first time I've been in China since 2016, so it'll be 9 years, completely different purposes. In 2016, when I went, I was playing football for USA Football, and I was 17 years old, 18 years old. Fast forward 9 years later, I'm 27, and I'm going to meet with my manufacturers. I'm going to negotiate better rates on my products, bring my shipping costs down, hopefully, and then also talk about tariffs and make content while I'm out there and catch a vibe and allow serendipity to work in my favor, like I've said previously. I'm not nervous at all. I'm actually pretty like content. It feels like I'm like going to Houston or going to Buffalo. It just feels like a regular trip for me. It's going to be Canton Fair happening out there, so I'll be able to kind of network with other apparel designers, marketers, and people all in those different spaces. I just feel like this is what I need to do right now. It's like this is the chapter that I need to turn to get to the next step in my business. Like I have to go to China. Yeah, I feel good about it. Realistically, a lot of things have been working in my favor over the course of the last few weeks. Of course, there's always like calamity in business. There's always going to be things going wrong. That's just natural. But yesterday I filmed an episode of how I built this, one of my all-time favorite podcasts, one of the first business podcasts that I started listening to when I really got into entrepreneurship at a serious level. And I was on the advice line, telling my story and getting advice from one of the founders that they had on the podcast. That was a blessing. I got accepted into the Goldman Sachs program. Then I literally start the day that I get back from China. So I land at 6 a.m. Goldman Sachs opening ceremony is at 8:30 a.m. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting a lot of traction. Like all the work that I'm putting in is now the seeds that I planted. I'm starting to sow them. So I know that I just have to stay focused, stay consistent, and really just continue to have fun, have more fun than I was having before. I think I was taking things a little too seriously with the business, like really trying to get too deep in meaning, too deep in what's our strategic planning. But in reality, like I've been doing business since I was a youngin', selling honey buns and selling Pop-Tarts at my school. It's something that's innate in me. I really have a love and an affinity for this field, business and entrepreneurship. And I enjoy bringing people together. And that's what this brand, my brand, is for. So I just got to continue to play into my strengths and the compounding effects of the information that I'm soaking in from different resources, my actual physical experiences within this field are what are going to propel me to the next level. I don't really need to worry about like what I don't know or what I don't know that I don't know, because when the time comes, I'll learn those things. So yeah, I just got to stay committed, stay focused. Marketing wise, I've been doing really good with content. We have a content series where I go to different people in the gyms and I'm like, hey, I actually really fit people what they do to stay fit. How many times a week are you working out? And then let them talk about like what they do for their fitness, what they do for their diet, and then kind of elaborate a little bit on how they stay in shape and what they would tell somebody that wants to get a physique like them or wants to be as strong as them. And that's been doing really well on social media, because I think prior I was doing a lot of like meme content, and it was a lot of my face, which is cool. Like I'm the one that I can get up and record content right now, but I really wanted to get more faces in front of the brand. So when you go to our social media, it's just not me everywhere plastered. It's like other people. And when you make content with other people and then you post them and people comment and engage with it, naturally the person that you recorded with is gonna wanna repost that content and send it out to somebody else and share it. And that brings more people into the brand flow. And then we can retarget them with ads, and they start to see more and more of our content. So I'm gonna double down on that series. I think we have another series that we're gonna run here soon where it's gonna be like gym bros just shooting the shit, kind of like the office style. Even though I've never seen The Office, I know a lot about it. The Office style, where like real world situation, then behind the scenes like interview type style, and it'll be really funny. It'll comment on social commentary and different things, and allow us to just kind of build characters in this world that Bay Apparel is. So I'm very excited to start that when I get back from China. First things first, I got to get over there. I'm going to make sure that I record. I'm really thinking I'm going to bring this camera. Realistically, I bought a DJI Osmo, but it's not going to come in until tomorrow, and I'll be long gone. So there's nothing that I can do about that, but just roll with the punches. So I got this nice fancy GX7 or G7X. I might as well take that to China and record on the handheld type deal, you know? I might as well. But what else is on my mind? How am I really feeling? Let me be completely transparent and honest. Um, I am right now in this moment feeling relatively like at peace. There's always that small ember of stress within me where it's like, oh, I got a lot of bills, I got a lot of debt, I got investors, I got, people, family and friends. Like, what am I gonna do if this shit hits the fan? But it's not gonna hit the fan. If I'm being completely honest with myself, like, why would I be doing any of this? How would I have gotten this far? I'm in a warehouse, 800 square foot warehouse. I'm about to fly to China by myself. Like, and I already have an itinerary plan. I have manufacturers that are ready to meet with me, have lunch, take me to the factories. Like, why would any of that be happening if I was supposed to fail? And it's really only a failure if you stop going. So just the fact that I'm stubborn enough to keep going to this point, to this extent, is really, I think, what has allowed me to get to where I am now. And I'm really learning that with like listening to more podcasts and stuff. It's just like you have to be stubborn enough to be like, nah, I'm not. What? Quit? What? Like what? I'm not quitting. Like no, I'm gonna keep going. Like almost like where society tells you like, hey, you need to like go get a real job, or you need to go like, hey, you're not gonna be able to pay for this. But it's like, nah, I'll find a way. You like you bend the world to your rules, and you just start to realize that like rules are meant to be broken, and the rules that they put on society are for people that are meant to follow them. And I'm not saying that I'm special. I'm not saying that like I'm an outlier, but like I just know there's certain rules that I'm meant to follow, and then there's certain rules that I'm meant to break. To be honest, um, and it's worked out for me so far, and I don't see that changing. If it does, we'll reassess, regroup, and then keep going. But even like the serendipity of my Chinese visa is from 2016. I was going through the visa process twice, trying to get an appointment, and I couldn't. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute, let me look at my passport. I look, my Chinese visa expires in June of 2026. And I was like, I immediately booked my flight after that. And I was like, who would have thought that me going to China in 2016 would now lend hand to assist me in getting to China for a completely different reason in 2025. Like I literally have one more year on my visa. So I think that everything happens for a reason. As long as you're walking in your purpose and really listening to that inner voice inside of you, you'll be all right. And I think that the inner voice for me definitely tells me that I should challenge myself. I should compete. I should like bring people together, and I should create whatever it is that calls me. Create. Doesn't matter what it is. And right now I feel like apparel and creating connections and community, that's what I'm on. That's what I'm doing. And I think I'm doing a pretty decent job. Um, can always improve, but yeah. I think that with tariffs, that's the last thing I'll touch on. Tariffs for sure are something that's a little bit intimidating. Don't really know too much about them. I haven't been paying too much attention. I just know I hear 100, 200, 300% tariffs and stuff, and that means that my COGS will go up. But like we charge premium prices for our product. Like we charge what the like regular brands charge, like the Nikes and the Lululemons and the Dioris, and we don't have the economies of scale that those brands do just yet. So like we're paying to ship stuff by air. We're paying probably like premium prices on like our materials and our sewing and things of that nature. So what happens if I 10x the amount of product that I'm purchasing? That'll bring my margin, my cost of goods down by like 30% or so. So I'm pretty confident that as we continue to grow, COGS will decrease, and that'll kind of turn our disadvantage of tariffs being a backbreaker to like, nah, we have wiggle room to bring our costs down. Other companies don't really have, big companies like Nike have already negotiated what's the cheapest of cheap that we can get this product for. So I feel like that's where someone that's small like me that doesn't have systems and economies of scale and those big distribution contracts locked in can kind of wiggle in and take an advantage, because in order for me to do that, I really have to understand like my numbers and start to really refine where can I take pennies off the table, where can I take dollars off the table, because I know there's room. And the first step of that is going to China and seeing like, all right, you guys have 3 different people. One person is getting the fabric, one person is sewing it, one person is putting the labels on it. Like, can you guys take 20 cents off? Or I'll go down the street and go to another manufacturer, because I've had relationships with these folks for a couple of years now. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I'll report back when I come back. I'll make another one of these videos here in the studio. But appreciate you guys. Have a great day on purpose. Ni hao.